Yeah, I don't even know if it was going to take one take or two or three, but let's go at it. John Jones versus Dan Henderson for the light heavyweight championship of the world. Which Dan Henderson, I mean, at what 42 years of age, is trying to take from John Jones, the amazing prospect that gave Ryan Bader his first loss, destroyed Shogun um, uh, decision, but beat the shit out of Rashad Evans, Quentin Rampage Jackson, his first submission since Sakuraba in the Pride days. Let's look at it. I'll give you my prediction in a minute, but let's look at it this way. Career-wise, we're going to look at Dan Henderson. Dan Henderson's done some amazing, spectacular things with his career. I mean, he's fought in numerous organizations, but the team he trains with, we'll start here. The team he trains with is the same team as the famed Chael Sonnen, who's now moved up from 185 to 205 to take on Forrest Griffin in a fight that I feel like he's going to be very successful in. I don't think Forrest has. I just don't think he has what's needed anymore, or what we saw in the past from Forrest to defeat Chael Sonnen. I think wrestling is going to be the key. I think he's going to take him down, ground and pound, kind of like he did the famous Anderson Silva almost defeat in 2010. I think it's going to be close to that, Forrest has a dangerous guard, I guess, but not enough for Chael. I think Chael's going to drill right through him. Chael wants a takedown. He's going to get it, and he's going to take Forrest to the canvas and beat him up from there for a 3-round. I mean, can you see it? Can you see that coming? I can. If you can't, do you pay attention to MMA very much? I can see that coming all day long. I don't see a knockout. I don't see a submission from either guy. I see a decision all day long. And yeah, I mean, Forrest's only hope, I think, is a submission from the bottom. I hope Drysdale's taught him, how to drill triangles and arm bars from the bottom. But if he didn't, then I don't know. I don't think Chael's going to knock him out, but he's going to be in trouble. Forrest, he bleeds easy. He has a lot of scar tissue on his face from all those brawls, and little known fact is he's actually beaten Chael Sonnen in the past via triangle. So this is actually Forrest versus Chael 2. So yeah, he's fought him in the past. This is their second bout together. So yeah, fun fact. I don't remember what organization it was with. It was a long time ago, but they have fought before. Forrest being the victor. I just don't see him having that drive anymore. Coming from Team Quest, you have wrestlers. You have Dan Henderson. You have Chael Sonnen. Yushin Okami's over there. There's a lot of guys that still stick to Team Quest as like a that's their game plan is wrestling. I mean, I don't doubt wrestling. I just think it's a little bit. I mean, Frankie Edgar depends on his wrestling a lot, and being that he's so small, he's spectacular at wrestling. When I was wrestling, I thought it was the shorter guys that had the advantage. They had like the ground advantage. They were able to stuff takedowns better. They were able to get takedowns. They were able to shoot quicker. They were able to change levels faster. So. But Chael and Forrest stack up like this as far as strength, in conditioning. Though I think Chael's conditioning might be a little notch higher. I just see Chael winning. I just see Chael, drilling that double leg, getting Forrest down and beating him up, and that's what I see playing out. But on top of that, the next fight that's coming up is John Jones and Dan Henderson. This is easy for me. Dan Henderson, spectacular career. 42 years old, taking on a 25-year-old phenom in the 205 division. He's not going to give this belt up easy, and they're definitely going to train. They're definitely going to watch videos. You know, there's a lot of shit talking back and forth. Not really shit talking. It's basically coming from Jon Jones' side, which surprises me. You know, he's a one-trick pony. I want to be the first to knock him out. Henderson hosted the Q&A, said that it'll never happen. I think it can happen. You know, I think Jon Jones can get his first, you know, official KO. Just not on Dan Henderson. Not here. Not this fight. I don't think this is the guy, you know, that you're going to knock out, you know, flat on his back for your first time. I don't see that happening. I see Dan Henderson's going to put up a war. The way that I kind of view things, and the way that if I were to put a bet on things, is prior opponents. So we'll look at Shogun. They both have a common opponent in Shogun. So, you know, let's say they both fought Shogun, which they have. Dan Henderson took him into deep waters. Deep waters. It was Shogun here, then Henderson here, then Shogun here, then Henderson here. I didn't know who to give it to in the end. In the end, I gave it to Shogun. The judges gave it to Henderson. So he earned the title shot. You know, so Shogun has had a past fight, a more recent fight. He just didn't win it in as impressive as my guy Machida. So he didn't get the shot, but he is up next. Not Shogun. Henderson is up next. So the way it stacks up is Henderson holds his hand in the traditional boxing stance, which is just keep it loaded, locked and loaded with your jab here. And he's never abandoned that stance. I mean, that's like Muhammad Ali, Joe Frazier. I mean, when you go into a boxing, when you go to train boxing, your first day, they're going to tell you to keep if you're a southpaw, they're going to tell you to keep your left here and your right here. And if you're right, they're going to tell you to keep your right here and your left here. Your jab and this here. I mean, it's literally within 5 minutes you're taught that, and Dan Henderson stuck to that. He calls it the H-bomb because he has it loaded, cocked and loaded the entire time. And with the one-trick pony, I kind of agree. I kind of agree with Jon Jones on that because he only has one submission, and that submission was due to strikes. So from there, yeah, I agree. I think he's kind of a one-trick pony. He is an Olympic-level wrestler. He was an alternate in the Olympics. I don't think he ever competed, but he was an alternate, so he was actually accepted into the Olympics. So not that many people can say they were an Olympic alternate. Dan Henderson can. No, that's some good fucking wrestling. I mean, but you got Jon Jones up. Like I said, Jon Jones, whatever he wants to do out there, he'll do. You know, he'll do. It's just he's so wild out there. He's so crazy. You know. I don't know. As it stands right now, when it was announced, he was a 7-1 favorite. Now it's 6-1. So, you know. But I mean, if you had 7 guys at a round table that are Vegas odd makers, and they're professionals, you know, professionals at making this money, you know, setting odds, making odds. They're sitting around, and you got 7 of them, and 6 of them say that Jon Jones is going to win. That's because they want to make some money, and 6 of them agreed on that. I mean, I agree. I think Jon Jones is definitely going to retain a title. If you even go back to Dana White's vlogs, everybody loves Dana White's vlogs. If you go back to Dana White's vlogs before UFC on Fox 4 with Machida and Bader and Shogun Vera, you can see Dana White is driving in a car. And at one point, this was weeks ago. This was weeks ago. Dana White says this. He says, the winner, I heard on Twitter that you guys weren't happy, the fans weren't happy with either Shogun or Vera getting the next title shot. So, what I'm going to do is, I'm going to throw the co-main event in, and whoever wins most impressively is going to get the title shot. That is quote unquote. That's Dana White. That's a quote from Dana White. So he says this, so Machida gets it, and but at the end he says, and whoever wins most impressively will fight against Johnny Bones Jones. He didn't say we'll fight against the winner of Johnny Bones Jones Dan Henderson. He said will fight Johnny Bones Jones. I think he slipped right there, and I mean, I'm not saying it's fixed in any way, shape, or form. I'm just saying, hey, look, Dana White just said it. They're going to get John Bones Jones next. How do you know John Bones Jones is going to win, Mr. Dana White? Don't you run? I mean, your odds makers, or I mean, your matchmakers are fair, right? I mean, everything's set up. So the #1 contender does get the title guy, right? Does get a shot at the title, right? Well, he slipped and said it. I just think it's kind of like they got Dan Henderson back from Strikeforce after beating Fedor. He demanded a title shot. It doesn't matter if it was at 185 or 205. That's the way it is. Training old school the way he does, keeping his hands cocked the way he does, is not going to benefit him at all fighting Johnny Bones Jones. You're going to need to go branch out a little bit. Not a little bit. You're going to need to branch out a lot. Like a lot. I have a long, by the way, yeah, I have long arms as well. Yeah, extremely long arms. So, yeah, you're going to need to branch out longer than my arms to beat Johnny Bones Jones, in my opinion. I just think Johnny Bones Jones is the future. I think he's more than the future. I think he's better than the future. I think that this guy's going to be around. Just like, I mean, Anderson Silva got caught in a flying scissor heel hook. If Dan Henderson can throw a flying scissor heel hook, maybe. But all my ducats are on John Jones. I mean, let me know what you think. Like and up here. I throw shit up here, like up here to like subscribe and Twitter and all that. Follow. You don't have to fucking follow me on Twitter, man. I'm just saying, if you want to, that's my Twitter thing. That's all. So, I love you all. Thank you very much for watching, especially my subscribers. I love you all. Thank you very much. And let me know who you think is going to win September 1st, Johnny Bones Jones versus Dan Henderson. The H-bomb versus, basically, the new era of MMA. That's the way I'm labeling it. So, let me know who you think is going to win, and I'll see you next time.